Hello, the game has started. My opponent has opened with Rim, and I have a fairly balanced rack, a little bit consonant heavy. I'm thinking about Cager. I don't like LR together, they're not overly synergistic, but I think this looks alright. The other option would be Crag. 16. No, I think I'll go with Cager. And one last look at this eye, just to make sure there's definitely no bingo, no 8-letter word. Glacier plus an R. Gracile. No, not seeing it. I'm going to go with Cager. Okay, I've drawn the J and the H for score. And the board a little bit tight now because harder to latch on to the C, but Grim does take an E, so perhaps a play. Can't see a J play down there making grime. Yeah, this is... See what opponent does, but my H does play next to the M. But I'd love to get rid of this J pronto so that I can get into bingo territory. The rest of the tile's quite nice. A play of Hudge would leave Liner, which is a good 5-letter set. Opponent taking some time with this move. I have Hurl here, but it doesn't score much and the rack leave isn't great. Well, mind you, Jin isn't terrible. There's some synergy happening there. But I suspect there'll be something better. Opponent down to 10 minutes now. Let's see if opponent is still there. Okay, he is still there. Perhaps close to a bingo. Okay, opponent does bingo. Now, what to do? The A would give me what? Haji doesn't quite reach. Maybe just Jin. $22 gets rid of the J, which is what I really want to achieve with this rack. I can't see a play that places an E here that gets rid of the J as well. I think I'll go with Jin. 22. Not a good pickup. The Q and the lack of vowels renders the rack pretty hopeless. I should still be able to score something though, but I won't be scoring much on this next turn, and opponent has a lead already, so let's see what we can do. Held. Pretty poor rack leave, but better than changing, I guess. Opponent has played poet. I have nerd. 22. Or I have jold. Johned. I don't think John is a verb, no. I think jold looks okay for 26, but the rack leave is awful. This is tricky. Dern. 23. No, I think held. 23. Yeah, I'm going with this. Or am I? What about Ray? 24. No, the rack leave is just too poor. Okay, a little bit better. Still need to address the Q problem, and it's becoming a drag on the rack. Ah, a stroke of good luck. Opponent provides a U. So I have a Rokes. What about Ren hanging on to the Q? Yeah. I draw the X now as well, so hopefully the Q-U combo remains available, although I'm not seeing a play through the U. Perhaps I'm just fated to have it on my rack for the duration of the game. Now, we'll get rid of it soon, but I couldn't pass up a score of 39. I suppose Rokes would have scored a similar amount. Not quite as much, but I would have burnt the S. Now, Zhao takes an S. But it doesn't take anything else that I have. If I could play Fox somewhere, or an OX play down here, that would be handy. Bibe is good. I'm tempted to change. What about Sax and Zebus? 38, that's got to be better than changing. That's a nice looking rack. The Q has finally found its friends. And I will almost certainly be getting rid of it this turn. Quoad would score handsomely. 50 points. Almost have Filioque. If the A was an I and there was an E to play on to. But a tight board at the moment, so I think I will go with Quoad. I haven't seen anything nearly as strong as 50 points. And hopefully opponent can't utilize the Q onto the trip. Wow, that's not a bad looking pickup. Life work? No, I don't think so. File work? There's almost certainly a compound word here. But even if I don't bingo, there should be a play that scores reasonably well. Now, is it worth burning the blank to score with the Q? Probably not. Unless I could score really well. This is a bingo lane for bingos ending in S and T, or even C. Row 4, yeah. I should remember that. Bottom of the board, not overly bingo friendly in terms of hooks. Although Sax does take an S, so that would work. I have the flow component of a word. Ink flow, perhaps. I also have the like component of a word, so perhaps something like wolf-like. If there was a floating E or L, that's not available. Now, I also have the kin component of... Oh, what about wolfskin with an S? And what about wolfkin? That almost fits, but doesn't. Actually, I want to see if it is a word. Obviously AGI isn't, but so wolfkin is good. It's just AGI that's not. So that's interesting. Definitely no spot for wolfkin. Just one square short, won't fit there. Wow, so close. Okay, I'm going to abandon the bingo search. Now Jiao takes an L. Fill is good, but I'd like to get rid of... What do I want to get rid of here? Maybe KI. $26. I really would like to get rid of the K and the F and the W, but I'm not seeing such a play. So okay, what about wok? Opens it up too much. I think I will go with KI 26. Not a good pickup, and I've now drifted further away from bingo territory. I can play vow to hamper the right. Our opponent has bingoed. Okay. In that case, maybe not such a great idea to block the board. But I think there's still merit to playing vow. Hopefully I pick up some vowels. 21. Okay, that's a bit better. Failing with the blank as a G. That doesn't currently play. The Q, I'd have to burn the blank to utilize the Q onto the trip word. Now yeah, I'm not seeing a parallel play with these tiles. I do still have fill. It's a pretty strong 4-letter leave, but it also provides an easy scoring spot if opponent has an S. But if he doesn't have an S, I do have the blank. Now, opponent's provided a D. I have the land component of a word. Doesn't seem to help with 2 I's and an F. Ochre is good. Almost. Failing does almost work there. Now, is there another... My time is running low. I think I'll go with fill here and hope to bingo next turn. And I do actually have the blank could be an S, so I could score well under jowl if opponent doesn't have the S. Now, what do I have here? I have the oid ending. Ouch, I forgot about the Y. So opponent scores well and takes the lead. Ethanoid? No, it's ethanol. The Q, well, maybe this is the time to burn my blank, if I can score well with the Q. Hake, H-A-I-Q-U-E, I think might be good, but it doesn't reach. What to do? Wow. Am I missing a bingo? I'm going to create another lane. 21. Snotted. Oka. Detonated. Detonate. No, that doesn't work. Detonate onto an E. Notated. Notated. Snotted. Oka and oak. Denotate doesn't work. Notated doesn't work. Oh, detonate, that works. Boom. Not a good pickup, but I do have quap and quep. Opponent might have caddy or cats. Oop, I almost have oop. There's a few oop words. Oopnoia. No, oopnoia. I think the U would have to be an A. Oh, my time. So I will have -10, but that's okay. I think I might. Oh, opponent's got Vitama, but that doesn't actually play anywhere. I might be able to outrun opponent. He's likely to play favor or fave. Yep, he does that. I'm running low. I've got FE at the top here, which will score quite well. Odes is good. So what about... I think I will just go with FE. Ah, or fills and flyers. That looks okay. Flyers. That's given me a little bit of a cushion. Can I go out? Pong. Now I still have odes and goo. Our opponent has gone out, but I still win by 8. thank my opponent for the game. Wow, that was close at the end there. Let's see what we missed. So opponent had a few bingos on the opening rack. Merlia, well, just the one actually in different places. And he went with Rim. Now, I had Cager for 23. It was the highest scoring play, but Crag was the other one I looked at, and it sims a little bit higher, but not much in it. Opponent has the Z with the blank, 39 keeping the blank. That's interesting. Very similar in equity. Opponent goes for the bingo, and then Jailer. Okay, that would have been good. Jin, yeah, similar equities, I guess. Not much in it. Opponent's got a couple of bingos, but they are tricky to spot. Wow, Pectinus and Out Preens. Oh, maybe that one would have been, yeah, tricky though, with two disconnected floaters. Opponent goes with Poet. Held seems fine for 23, but 11A, playing it there. Held, yeah, I like that. Does give back fairly easy score to opponent, playing it in that spot. Yeah, not much in it again. Yeah, an opponent would have had Heben, Heben, for about 40 points. So, yeah. As it is, opponent has Zebu for 21, which seems like the best equity. And then Owner, 45. How did I miss that? Underneath Poet. Wow, that is a good score. And QS, not a bad leave, I guess, especially with the U floating out there. Owner. Even though it takes quite a few front hooks, that is a big score. So that was a miss. I went with Ren for 39. And opponent now has Barney. Goes with Bib. And this is when I played Sax for 38, but Foxed for 40, giving back easy score from the F. Either way, I'm hanging on to the Q there, but I guess QAS a better leave than QOF, and it scores more, so probably worth giving back a bit of score to opponent. And also I created a hotspot there for opponent with the O if he had one, but as it happens he did not have an O, and he went with just the A, AE. Quoad for 50 was best. Leasing for 82 lineages. Opponent did not spot those. Played AG. Now, no bingo, but kloof. That's quite nice. I should have spotted that. It's a South African word. And I went with Ki, KI for 26. Now a whole host of bingos. Opponent goes with Salient. Vow was top for 21 in terms of equity. And Leave. Crooned doesn't play anywhere, but opponent does spot the highest equity play of ECOD. Finaled. Finialed. Oh. So there was a bingo onto this D. Finialed. Wow. Okay, that was a miss. I went with the next best play, Phil, for 24. Now opponent's got a massive 55-point play and takes the lead. And Lionhead, another bingo onto the D. Lionhead, wow. And there is actually a mountain in Cape Town called Lion's Head, which, as you might think, resembles the shape of a lion's head. So that I should have known that one, because I have actually played it before. Lionhead, 95-point bingo missed. Created another opening, and now opponent's got a slender lead. I wonder what would have been best strategically for him to do at this stage. Would it be to block these two floaters? I think if I was in his situation, I'd be looking to block these two, because the D is, although it does feature in a lot of 8-letter bingos right at the end, I think these two offer a little bit more choice. And opponent opts to block the D. Just wondering if there was a bingo onto the D. Anyway, I got detonate down, and then opponents got trod for 29. And now we're really close, 1 point in it, and I'm, look at my time, 3 seconds, so I'm actually 10 points behind in effect. I'm 3:37, so I need to score here, and luckily the Q was my saving grace there. Quep, and that gives me a slight advantage. Vitamer does not play, but opponent had a 37-point play, which would have drawn him not quite level, but only a few points behind. Trave with an IM. And where was Trave? 3A, Trave, wow. But a Trave would have given me tongues, Tongues, and then I would have -8, because I would have swallowed the F. Would have been very close, Trave. But opponent went with Favour, which was also a good score, but it didn't give him the out in 2 that he needed. Oh, it did actually, but it just didn't score enough. So let me look at that again. Trave is 37. Favour was 30. 7 points. So Flyers was best for 32. Let's see where this leaves me. Yeah, it was a big score. I don't think opponent could have come back from that. Yeah, he almost had to block that spot to stand a chance of winning. Anyway, he gets remit down, and that was the end of the game. So pretty close in the end, just 8 points, 1 or 2 misses. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.